Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Lorelei and my channel is about metaphysical, spirituality, wellness and mythology. Today I'm going to speak about some Christmas mythology and in particular some Christmas creatures. Starting with Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas is based on a real patron saint who used to help the poor and sick and especially children, and so he began to be celebrated and remembered by giving gifts to children. This started as early as the Middle Ages. Saint Nicholas for a very long time was the original Saint Nick, and so there was no other Father Christmas to be celebrated, as he did everything on the 5th of December. Eventually along came the Protestants, who were not so happy about Saint Nicholas, a patron saint, being celebrated, and so they started Christkind or Christkindle. Now this is often known as a childlike angel figure with gold hair, a gold halo, who basically does the same job as Saint Nicholas, except because the Protestants did not like the Christianity version of Saint Nicholas, they chose to celebrate Christkind or Christkindle and move this away from the 5th and the 6th of December down to the 24th and the 25th of December. As you can see, there's some similarities between the Saint Nicholas and Saint Nick, and Christkindle actually became translated into Christkringle. These days, however, ironically enough, Christkind and Christkindle is actually now a Christian celebration and is still celebrated here in Germany today. So this was all before the Weihnachtsmann came along, Weihnachtsmann being Father Christmas and Saint Nick and Christkringle all in one. And so all of these early Father Christmas traditions started here in Europe, all around this patron saint of Saint Nicholas. Now, Saint Nicholas was known to have a sidekick, a fairly evil sidekick called Krampus, who would punish the naughty children, whereas Saint Nicholas would leave gifts for the nice children. And here is where the naughty or nice tradition came along because of Krampus. Krampus was known to even beat naughty children or leave them not so nice gifts. He was known to have horns like a goat, feet like a goat, a big long pointed tongue, and was rather scary looking. So if I was a child, I would really prefer to be nice and be visited by Saint Nicholas. Now that we've spoke about Saint Nicholas and his evil sidekick of Krampus, we've learnt the origins of the Christmas tradition, which actually started on the 5th and the 6th of December. The 5th of December was actually often known as Krampus night or Krampusnacht, as this was when Krampus or Saint Nicholas would be visiting. As I said earlier, this eventually became a Christkind or Christkindle, being celebrated on the 24th and the 25th of December. Over time, this moved to the Weihnachtsmann, or the American version of Saint Nicholas, or the English version of Father Christmas. Now, Saint Nicholas was more to do with a saint who was delivering gifts to poor children and eventually all children. Father Christmas is a figure known to live in the North Pole, or as some cases may read, Lapland in Finland, as this is where most reindeer are. Father Christmas has special helpers who help him to get presents ready all throughout the year down in the North Pole. And then he delivers these presents on his sleigh to all the good children, so that all these children wake up happy on Christmas Day. Father Christmas is basically exactly who St. Nicholas is, although he's a jolly good fellow who likes to leave gifts and goodies just as St. Nicholas did. The tradition is also to set up a tree where Father Christmas will be generous enough to come down the chimney or enter the house in any way that he can and leave gifts for lovely girls and boys. Father Christmas is known to be in a red suit with a white beard. Now, moving on to some of Santa's helpers. Of course, I cannot forget Mrs. Claus here, who is Father Christmas' loyal companion. Often forgotten about, but just as equally important, Mrs. Claus helps to keep Santa going. Mrs. Claus' origins started as actually Father Christmas' secretary. So she would do all the bookkeeping, help to keep the naughty and nice book in order, and especially keep Father Christmas happy by baking him cookies. A little bit like my husband here. The next of Santa's helpers, and equally important, are Christmas elves. Christmas elves' job is known to be creating the toys in Santa's workshop. They also have the especially important job of keeping the sleigh in working order, and most magic of all is to keep Santa's workshop and the North Pole completely hidden, and they use their special elf magic to do this. Elves have also long been a European tradition, known for creating mischief and magic, and just as they do in the North Pole, helping you to question reality, making things disappear and changing things that you see in front of your face. Elves have long been known to cause trouble, and they can be good or they can be bad elves. It's a well-known fact that elves are often pictured with mushrooms. Mushrooms not just in the art form but also in the psychedelic form, as elves do what psychedelic mushrooms can do and can help you to question reality and change the things that you see. So this is actually why you'll always see elves often pictured with mushrooms. It was originally believed that elves were the reason behind bad dreams. Here in Germany, we have a word called Albtraum or Albtraum. This translates to elf dream, and it's to do with the fact that there is a elf creating these nightmares that you will be having. It can also be translated as elf pressure, as originally it was believed that an elf would be sitting on your head and the pressure would create bad dreams in your mind throughout the night. The final Christmas creature for today, and one of my personal favourites, are reindeer. Reindeer are of course known to help guide Santa's sleigh. Reindeer became popular for Christmas as they were very popular with pagan mythology, and pagan eventually in the Middle Ages transferred over to Christianity, and Christianity is one of the main leaders for Christmas tradition today. Reindeer is an ancient Norse word. Just as reindeer help to guide Santa's sleigh, reindeer symbology represents safe travels through long distances. They also represent creativity, knowledge, and resourcefulness. Reindeer were actually used by ancient tribes people to help to find medicine underneath the snow, as they had the ability to dig it out with their hooves from under the snow, and then they would actually eat it. But for ancient tribes people, this could be a great way to find medicine when they could not find it during the heavy snow winter months. Although Santa's reindeer are often thought of as male reindeer, chances are that they are probably female. This is because male reindeer actually lose their antlers in December and then grow them again in May. Female reindeer don't do this. So here we are. Who would know that Santa's famous reindeer are actually female? Female reindeer also gain a lot more weight over December, and so they are more likely to be strong enough to get through the cold air on Santa's sleigh. Wow, it's been great to talk about some Christmas mythology here with you today. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Bye.